Hello again and welcome back friends to the male final number 2. Some of you may have seen it. I screwed up the women final at the ending. Something happened to the render on YouTube. I was a little bit hungover yesterday, sorry, but it will never happen again, promise. I criticized the women final already because I think it was too complex, too many. It was missing some stuff like old school climbing, just some mean pulling and crimping, compression. And it had like too many tricks and too much dynamic stuff, even though like I'm a dynamic climber, I love dynamic climbing, don't get me wrong, but that was a little bit too much. So I was asking myself what will happen in the male final, and I can tell you this is the hardest final you will ever see. So enjoy. If you're not sick of climbing, if you're not sick of hearing or listening to me, please consider supporting me on Patreon here so I can spend more money on doing these videos actually. If you haven't seen the qualification or the female final yet, check out the links somewhere here. Otherwise, let's go into it and start with the male final. Finalists. Kai Harada missed it, reigning world champion, so we will have a new world champion. Jakob Schubert made it into the final again. He climbed in total 4 boulders to make it into the final. 3 in the qualification and the last semi-final block. So well done, Jakob. I think he's well rested going into this final. Keita Dohi, Yannick Flohe from Germany in his first senior World Cup bouldering final. Kokoro Fuji, Tomoa Narasaki, and of course Adam Ondra. Let's go!
Boulder number 1. It's a running start onto the slab. Jakob, we know it, he's much better on powerful, maybe steep angles, but after a couple of tries and a little bit of getting aggressive, he managed to stick the first move. Now out of the stuck and stable position, you have to release the right toe hook and use the momentum and catch these 2 volumes, downward facing volumes, to reach the next side pull, which is the zone. Plant your left foot on the opposing volume and kill the swing. From this point on, only 1 more move to the top, 1 or 2 more moves. It's not an endurance boulder again, only a couple of moves to get you to the top. He struggled a little bit whether he was supposed to go to the left first. Keep in mind the wall doesn't have any friction on it, so you cannot smear as good as you might know it. So that's why he's so bunched and fighting that hard. And the right hand side he's grabbing right now, where you can see the plywood, it doesn't have any friction at all. So he decides to sit on his heel and try to go higher from there. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it like this, couldn't stick it, and he had to leave with the zone. Newcomer Yannick Flohe from Germany needed a couple of tries as well, and then really surprising, really quickly he made it to the zone, and he struggled as well. It's a safe position, so it's not that much struggling, more or less like considering what to do. He moved into the left hand side pull and he used a drop knee with his right foot. You can see it right here. Jakob was sitting on his left heel and he decided to go with the left hand, couldn't stick the top hold and couldn't match it. Unfortunately, really close for the young gun Yannick Flohe. Keita was the only starter flashing the first move immediately, spoiler alert, sorry, and he skipped the lower volume, didn't hit the foothold quite right, and now we can see why he didn't get the foothold. In his successful try on the left side, his lower body, his hip stays behind. We can see it right now when he grabs the volume on the right side where he fails. His lower body, his leg is already on the way to the left. He cannot really concentrate on placing his foot properly on the volume. He just concentrates and looks up to the volume, and whether his foot hits or not is just lucky or not. Just a small difference, but it makes a difference. And coming to the top, he decided to sit on his right leg, didn't get enough pressure into the undercling and fell, unfortunately. What a mean boulder, especially for Kokoro Fuji as well. He had some problems getting the toe hook in. Once he stuck the toe hook, he missed the left hand hold, and once he made it to the zone, he was stuck in this position, time running out, and as mentioned before, left side of the wall, no friction at all, a really bunched position, especially for a taller climber. He exploded out of this position and didn't have time anymore to send the boulder. We can see Tomoa here, he has to run way higher on the volume with his left foot, stuck the volume after 1 minute, missed the side pull like Kokoro, but in his next try, which is way better, we will take a look what he's doing when he jumps. First, he concentrates only on the volumes. As soon as he catches the volumes, he looks immediately down to the foothold. As soon as he feels that his lower body is in a good position, then he looks up to the side pull. We know Tomoa has maybe the quickest reactions when it comes to dynamic movements. He's really just a natural talent reacting to the changing circumstances of a move or of a boulder. As mentioned before, in this position you can take a look around because you have some good holds, and he tried it after 2 minutes to go with the left hand as well, like the other ones. He made it with a thumb into the hold, felt that he needed to go with his whole hand, like this, turn the wrist around and top the boulder in the next try. First top of this boulder, and we will take a look here what he changed, especially for the last move to be successful. The two key factors for him able to stick the move are, on the one hand, his left hand, which he turned immediately into an undercling, his wrist facing outwards, and also his right foot. He turned his knee immediately to the left side lower. He wanted to step higher with his left foot, which was not possible, but because his knee faced to the left, he was able to move his hip now out of this position to the right, almost stand up, also thanks to his hand position, move the weight further to the right and match the hold. We can see here Yannick, he tried the same, but because he had it only with his thumb, he couldn't turn it further to the right, couldn't push further to the right, and didn't stick the move. Who didn't stick the first move in his first go was Ondra, second, third time. We know he's not the best when it comes to these complex coordination moves. Then he stuck it after a little bit more than 1 minute out of this stable situation. Didn't hold the swing, I don't know what happened here, and after this he was running again. So as mentioned before, he didn't stuck this swing, so he didn't get a zone. Let's compare what he did after he failed. The only time he stuck the move so far, his right foot is way further to the right, keeps his body more stretched to the right, his hip further to the right, allows him to apply pressure onto the toe hook and keep his body in a stable position, and he doesn't tip too far to the left. It's easier to compare him to Kokoro. They don't have the same size, but they are at least the most similar of the finals, and we see that Kokoro goes only with one hand first, and he also stands a little bit lower with his left foot. His whole body axis, or the center of gravity, is a little bit further to the right, and he goes into this stable position first, also because he doesn't match immediately. His shoulders are kind of parallel, flatter, closer to the wall. Adam's shoulders, because he wants to match hands immediately, are turned away from the wall, so his gravity is a little bit further away, and he doesn't find a stable position. And he doesn't find a stable position anymore at all, which means Ondra, I haven't seen it in a long time, maybe never, he didn't even get a zone in boulder number 1. Big surprise going into boulder number 2. Only one top. Everyone except for Ondra got the zone. Holy moly, I talked for 6 minutes about one boulder with 3 moves. So let's take a look at boulder number 2. More moves, more holds, steep section, finger pockets, and crimps on pinches. And we start with Jakob Schubert, who likes steep climbing. We know that his first try out of a toe hook, again this time in a steep section, into this pocket dish. It looked like a really slopey pocket, and then he tried it with the right hand, stuck it, matched hands in this pocket. I think this is already his third or fourth try. It wasn't that easy to flash it. And now the traverse or the part to the right, I think you had to do something with your feet on the volume to the right, either toe hook or sit on it. Jakob didn't really care. He matched again, which is, I can tell you, not a smart idea, because the right hand hold he has right now, I think you have to get it with the left hand and then whirl around or maybe slap out with your right hand to the right. Anyway, he tried it the other way here. I think you have to sit and pull your hip to the right. There was a toe hook. You could maybe sit on top of the volume and then whirl around. He didn't manage to do it. Yannick Flohe stuck the pocket move after 3.5 minutes, secured a zone as well. It took him many tries. He had to tape his fingers. He was bleeding and maybe he lost his power. Maybe he just slipped off here, but time was running out, so he didn't send it anyway. Keita needed many tries to get to the zone as well, was running out of time here. I don't know what his plan was. I think the same as Jakob's, a little bit desperation makes up a good battle plan. Kokoro Fuji, as mentioned before, one of the taller two guys, had really big problems and troubles holding the pocket and didn't even get the zone. Tomoa Narasaki didn't flash it either. He needed more than 2 minutes and then he decided to go double, and after 3.5 minutes he stuck the move. It took him 3.5 minutes, Tomoa Narasaki, to stick this move. Then he got the zone, and I think that's how it was supposed to be. Time is running out. We can see that you maybe can sit on your heel here or one heel below, doesn't really matter. He was not able to do it. So only one climber left, Ondra, who also had problems getting to the pocket. 1.5 minutes gun already. He tried it left hand, right hand, both hands. 3 minutes gun with a heel hook, 3 minutes and 40 gun, and it's over. Ondra again was not able to secure a zone. That's boulder number 2. Nothing else to say except for Ondra, not a single zone. Tomoa Narasaki still leading with only one top after 2 boulders. To be honest, up to this point it was on the one hand the hardest final I've ever seen, but also the most boring final I've ever seen so far. So I was looking forward to boulder number 3. Finally a slab boulder, maybe a little bit more tension, intense drama starting on these 40D Bosco underneath the lip, standing up, going over to the right, and we started again with slab master Jakob Schubert. He's not bad on slabs, but he doesn't like them that much. I think we talked about this already. Anyway, he's, as mentioned, not bad. So the standing up move is the first move, not too hard. The crux move was getting to the right. He was looking for a position on this really bad foothold. It's a flat hold dual tex chip, and you have to cross to the right and try to palm down to keep your body far enough on the left and stop the momentum. Unfortunately, Jakob was not able to do this move. Yannick Flohe from Germany made the start move as well. As mentioned before, this position is just a little bit awkward because you're standing on 2 really bad footholds and then you have to engage to the right. He found the position, or he knew what to do. Unfortunately, he couldn't stick the move either because his body was too far to the right. Keita was actually, he's really bendy, and maybe his spine, I don't know, is so flexible. He was able to stand kind of no hand rest, only on the footholds. He knew what to do. He tried to keep his body to the left and also do it with a foot plant on the same volume. Unfortunately, was not able to stick the move. Kokoro Fuji, on the other hand, a little bit taller. Maybe it's a little bit easier because you can jump into a straight left arm. Was able to stick the move, first climber to stick the move. This is not the zone yet. The zone is on this volume, so he got the zone. Only 40 seconds left. Now you had to stand on one of these dual tex chips on the left side and on the right side on the slopey ball disc. So this is maybe the slow part. Unfortunately, he slipped off Really frustrating. Only 2 starters left. This was actually Tomoa's flash go. He tried to jump with his right foot immediately onto the volume as well, and also kept his his upper body really far on the left. He slipped again, and with only 50 seconds to go, he managed to stick the move. As mentioned before, he planted his foot as well, and he was standing a little bit more confident than Kokoro, crossed underneath, above, jumped to the top hold, and at this point he was actually world champ, because no one could catch him anymore. 2 tops so far, all 3 zones, and Adam, the only starter who possibly could climb also 2 boulders, didn't get any zones so far. Congratulations to Tomoa Narasaki for the World Championship 2019, but let's stick to Adam Ondra, who knew what to do here but couldn't do it, and another boulder without a zone for Adam Ondra. Let's take a look and compare Adam and Kokoro. The only thing we can see right now here is that Adam jumped a little bit higher, or he jumped a little bit harder. His left leg is already a little bit higher. We can see right here, it results that his knee is way higher than Kokoro's, and his upper body, the momentum, turns a little bit away from the wall, so he doesn't stay as close to the wall as Kokoro is not able, even though his left arm is straight and stretched and tries to push and keep him to the left side, because his legs are higher and he has more momentum, he turns away and falls off the wall. Ranking after boulder 3, just hilarious and a little bit devastating for the route setters, so whoever climbs boulder number 4 could actually go from place 6, 5, 4 to place number 2 or 3 if you can climb boulder number 4. Well, surprise, another dynamic move at the start, and then I don't know what was supposed to happen after the jump to these 2 volumes. So let's see what Jakob has prepared for us. First, he didn't jump double, what I assumed it was going to happen. No, he stood up into the toe hook catch, and then of this volume launched into the other volume. Heel hook, that's kind of Jakob climbing. Heel hook, toe hook, compression, powerful. Heel hook into the toe hook to cross over into the zone hold, which was a tripled ball pyramid. And honestly, I don't know what was supposed to happen here. I don't think you were supposed to palm down with your left hand onto the volume. That was too far away. Maybe you had to foot plant there, what Jakob is trying right now, but it looks a little bit big hazard. Just big hazard. He tried it again after 3 minutes, couldn't even hit the volume. So just another zone for Jakob Schubert. Yannick flashed the first move as a jump. He jumped only purely to the volume compression, and out of this position he looked pretty solid, crossing over, which looked also quite far, I have to say. I was really looking forward to see Tomoa doing this move, because Tomoa is the smallest, if I'm correct. Anyway, Yannick was able to secure another zone, tried to slap the volume, the zone where it was wide, and then he tried to match hands. Good luck with this, my friend. This is not happening, spoiler alert, but we can see him fighting here. Last boulder anyway, bleeding in 6 fingertips. Keita tried to jump as well, but he tried to jump immediately to the undercling screw-on. Didn't stick this even after 4 minutes, didn't change his formula. Kokoro tried the same, always going for the screw-on underneath the left volume, which was way higher than the volume itself, and then after 3 minutes he caught on to the volume, was able to compress this. So I don't know what happened in isolation, what they were talking about in Team Japan, and why Keita didn't even change his method once. Anyway, Kokoro, as always, running out of time and power. And on the other hand, Tomoa jumped straight for the volume. And that's maybe not the only reason, but that's why he is the champion of the world after the last boulder. Because he's so quick in deciding. Maybe he wanted to go for the undercling crimp, but in mid-flight he decided to go only for the volume. We will never know. Maybe I'll ask him and meet him one day. He tried to fight his way through this crux as well. As mentioned, he was quite stretched, didn't find a way. He was able to hold on to this. I don't know where he's supposed to match here. Doesn't really matter, honestly. Thank you for this demonstration of skill, strength, power, and coordination, Tomoa Narasaki. 2 tops, world champion, again after 2016. And we were able to see Adam Ondra maybe on his worst climbing days ever. I was a little bit sad seeing him like this, but on the other hand, he has time for revenge in the lead and hopefully the combined event. He changed his methods several times with only 10 seconds to go. He was able to stick it with a toe hook, but wasn't even able to catch onto the volumes. So thank you again, Adam Ondra. And this is our end result.
Yeah, I hope you were not disappointed. Because what I said is true. I've never seen a final with only 2 tops in one round. I've never seen a final like this before. So actually, Jakob, the vice world champion, climbed only 4 boulders in 3 rounds. Imagine that. He didn't climb any of the boulders in the final. He climbed only 1 semi-final boulder, and he's the vice champion of the world. Congratulations, well done. So he's well rested for the lead final as well tomorrow, as mentioned before. Congratulations also to Yannick Flohe in his first senior final, bronze for Germany. Jawohl. And of course, great show by Tomoa Narasaki. When it comes to the complex, tricky boulders, I think he showed one more time that he's better. That he's just better than everyone else, and that's that he earned this title. On the other hand, I have to say, same goes for the women. I said it there already. I did not like the mix. There wasn't any slow climb, there wasn't any really powerful climb, except for boulder number 2 after the zone, which was way too hard. I don't know what happened with boulder number 4. Was it overcooked? Was it temperature way different and the friction was... Maybe they flipped the ball? I don't know what happened there. It was way too hard. This resulted in me almost falling asleep because I was really tired and it was not entertaining.
Are you not entertained?
No, I'm not. So I'm really disappointed. I know setting competitions is really hard, but this, I don't know, this, I wouldn't switch on my TV if I would know this would happen again. Of course it's a gamble, but please, if you set more traditional, more pulling, but we will just see more fighting. And on the other hand, with these complex problems, it takes so much time to get used to it, and if they are slightly overcooked, especially like 4 really hard complex problems, I think like this final almost took it took almost like 80 minutes. It's too long, and especially if the women final is before that. Thank God for the combined, we have only 3 bowlers in the final round, which makes it even harder for the route setters on the other hand. Coming back to Adam Ondra, for those of you who remember the final round of 2018 in Innsbruck, he was not in the finals. I think he finished in 14th place in the semi-final. I always wanted to see Adam Ondra in this round because I would bet everything that he would not have been the world champion of 2018 if he would have made it into the final, because the boulders were too tricky, too jumpy, too complex, too cold parkour. They were not balanced enough, and that's not the only reason why Kai Harada won, but they were just not balanced enough. And I think we were able to see what happens if the boulders are all going into one direction, just mainly into one direction only, maybe a little bit too much in favor of complex dynamic movement, and or the other way, not balanced enough. Of course he had a really bad day and he's not that much worse in dynamic stuff, but we see what happens. The first boulder was like the first mirroring boulder, just a little bit harder than the complex movements to the left, followed by this. Just needs a little bit of, no one did this move first go, so they could have tweaked the first boulder a little bit easier, or just tweaked the part of the second boulder. But we've never seen this before, and I'm really looking forward to what will happen in the lead and in the combined category. One more time, I did not enjoy it. Let me know what you think of this final. I tried to keep this report short. I don't know why it takes so much time, because suddenly nothing happened. on the wall. So sorry, and on the other hand, thank you for watching and staying with me up to this point. I'll be back tomorrow or in 2 days, I think, with the lead final. I'm trying to do the semi-final reports as well, because in my opinion, the semi-finals were way better and they are way more intense. Like, okay, this guy has a zone, he drops in or out. Anyway, semi-final intense will follow up as well. Lead final will hopefully be a little bit better, and yeah, see you soon. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of this, and I hope I don't screw it up again.